All right, welcome. This is DB Talking Now, DB Talking Birds, DB Talking Philadelphia Eagles. Happy Saturday, everybody. Happy Saturday. We have some stuff to get into. Open discussion around the league, rumor mill, shabby do, shabby da. Let's go ahead and get talking about it. So, Devonta Smith has been impressing everyone at camp, as we already have probably heard and probably know about. This is phenomenal news. I got to say, this is phenomenal news. It's great to have a rookie who is already impressing everybody on the team. So Devonta Smith, what do I expect out of Devonta Smith? Big play Slay. What's up, my dude? Welcome. Happy Saturday, my man. What do I expect out of Devonta Smith? I expect him to be right up there with Rookie of the Year candidacy. That's what I expect from Devonta Smith. That's what we should get from Devonta Smith. This is the wide receiver that we wanted, as we all know. Let's go ahead and talk about this. Milton Williams, our rookie defensive end / defensive tackle, has been named by Bleacher Report as the rookie to watch, the Philadelphia Eagles rookie to watch. And that's good news, too, because I got to be honest with you guys. Jalen Hurts me, welcome to the chat, my man. Welcome to the chat. Happy Saturday. Mike Nixon, welcome to the chat, my man. Happy Saturday, my dude. Good to see all of you guys. I'm excited about the fact that Milton Williams was named rookie of the Philadelphia Eagles to watch, because I didn't know much about Milton Williams coming into and after the draft and coming into OTAs. And so I was a little bit skeptical about him. I was a little bit skeptical about him. Of course, I knew about the other names, right? And I'm sure that there were guys that we wanted to draft with that 3rd round pick outside of Milton Williams. But the fact that he is showing good signs, the fact that he's impressed guys like Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, all of the above, it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal news. And it's just pointing towards evidence of the possibility that Howie Roseman may have nailed this draft, guys. And so I'm really, really excited about that. Hillary Cummings, hey mom, happy Saturday. I love you. Guys, say hi to my mom. She's actually in Boston right now visiting my brother. Jalen Hurtsby says, "Oh, how was work? What do you do again?" Well, I was working for GoDaddy, and I'm no longer working for GoDaddy. I'm working for a restaurant called Fogo de Chao. Very, very, very nice restaurant. I told you, Jalen. I wanted to get away from the call center shit, my man, and I went ahead and did that. So, that's exactly what I had to do. And, stress, anxiety, depression, it was all there in it. So, guys, what do you think about, are you guys impressed with Milton Williams and the progress that he's been making? And what do you guys think about the Jordan Mailata and Andre Dillard interview? I got to tell you, I'm really impressed with the fire that Andre Dillard started to emanate in that press conference there. So I'm hoping that we have a legendary battle at left tackle this camp. I think that will do wonders for both players. You know what I mean? So on top of all that, guys, our rookies are signed. Our rookies are fucking signed, and I love it. Devonta Smith obviously being the first one to sign. That's phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. We also signed, I think the first 4 players that we signed were guys that they knew that they were going to keep on the team. That's how I looked at that. Obviously, it was Zach McPherson, it was Devonta Smith, it was Kenny Gainwell, it was Milton Williams. You know what I mean? So these are all phenomenal things. And then obviously after that, we signed 4 more players like Teron Jackson, Patrick Jones II. We signed who else did we sign? Did we sign Kenny? Did we sign Jacoby Stevens? I believe we did. Jalen Hurtsme says, I don't expect much from Milton Williams, so whatever he can bring is a bonus. Yeah, no, and that's kind of how I look at it too. Is here's the thing: is like the only reason, and I've thought about this, I reflected on it, whatnot, and I think the only reason why I don't expect a lot from Milton Williams is because I wasn't aware. I wasn't as aware as I probably should have been as to who he was before we drafted him. So Antizone says, I didn't know you were a singer. Yeah, yeah, I am. I am a singer. I songwriter and singer. I play piano and guitar. Big Play Slay says Devonta came into a situation where he's probably going to be the number one wide receiver, and not that many wide receivers are going to take his opportunity, especially barring that he got picked so high. So he's the best rookie wide receiver. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, to be honest, like if we went back to conversations we had about playmakers that we thought the Philadelphia Eagles should draft, in my mind, in my head, and what I remember is that Jamar Chase and Devonta Smith and even Jalen Waddle were up there in competition for who's going to have the better career. And I still can't answer that to this day. I mean, we'll obviously see as time goes along here, but I really do honestly believe that Devonta Smith is going to have the better career than any of them. Jalen Hurts me says, is DB a good singer? Well, I'll let you guys answer that amongst yourselves. I did upload a new song on my YouTube just the other day, and I don't usually do that anymore because I usually use my YouTube to talk to you guys, which I'm entirely grateful for, and it's therapeutic, and I absolutely love it. As you guys know, as we've talked about before, but I have these things called song on the fly nights that I do, and it's basically I just explore with different chords, explore with different sounds, and then I just kind of let the lyrics come out. And so therefore, hence song on the fly. And the one I recently uploaded was I titled it Photographs. It's about this girl that I went to school with when I was 20. I haven't seen her in a long time, but she lives in Texas now. And I've always felt we actually have both mutually always felt a certain way about each other. And, we just have not crossed paths in quite a while, but it is what it is. It is what it is. DB Toxic Falcons, welcome to the chat today, my man. Big Play Slay says Milton Williams is an absolute monster, dude. Yeah, no, I'm excited, and that's what I hear, and that's what I hope. That's what I really, really, really do hope, because we're gonna need, as I said this while it was draft weekend, I said we're gonna need some guys to replace the older vets that we have along the defensive line. And so if Milton Williams can pan out, if our guy if the DT out of USC can pan out, Tupulopu, or however you say his name, Duda, I'm sure like those will be phenomenal. Those will be phenomenal building pieces moving forward. DB going to American Idol, says Toxic Falcons. No, man, no. I mean, I like uploading my shit on Instagram or Facebook. If people like it and enjoy it, that's great. But I'm not American Idol. No. Enter Zone, you're pretty good, man. Thank you, Enter Zone. I appreciate that, dude. I appreciate that, my man. Jalen Hurts me says, Big Play Slay, Patrick is laughing at his home at you with Lakers losing. Patrick is doing something somewhere, and I have not talked to him since the Suns beat the Lakers. But I'm sure he feels an ecstatic way about it. Big Play Slay, but as a rookie, DT Milton isn't going to really get that much reps, to be honest. We'll see. We'll see. I like, here's the thing. We love to rotate our defensive line. You know what I mean? And so we'll see what happens there. Like if Fletcher Cox needs rest, or if Javon Hargrave needs rest, why not bring in Milton Williams? That's the thing. I feel like Javon Hargrave is one of those names that we keep forgetting about. We don't talk about him that much, or at least I haven't been thinking about him in a little bit. But like, he is not that old. He did just restructure his contract, so we were able to save some money. So I think that he's a guy that they hope pans out in this defense. Honestly, Dax King, welcome to the chat today, my man. DB or Patty, who's winning an American Idol? No idea. Oh, you asking between me and Patrick? I'll save that question for Patrick. I'm not going to even answer that. So, sing us a song, please, says King Miro. King Miro, welcome to the chat today, my man. One love, brother. Happy Saturday. No, I'm not going to sing you a song right now. It's all birds right now. Dak is King says, yeah, sing us a quick verse if you really care. No, maybe. Let me think about it. Tox Falcon says, do you have stage fright? You know, it's really weird. It really is weird because, like, I went to acting school too in Los Angeles and New York. And I remember for final scene day when I was going to acting school in New York, like we had to perform on the stage of a professional off-Broadway stage. It was like 250, 250, 300 seats. And it was everybody from the conservatory that would watch. And so, like, yeah, I have stage fright, but I think it's one of those things where like, I got up and I was waiting in the wings with my partner to go and do our scene. And I was telling myself, I'm really freaking the fuck out, but I can't turn back now. So at the end of the day, I usually go for it. But yeah, I have severe fucking stage fright. Like no hands barred. Like, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. But when it comes to things I'm passionate about, like, I usually do get through it. But American Idol, I don't think I would do American Idol. Dacus King says, no way. Yeah, Lakers lost, huh? Crazy. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, like, Anthony Davis was in and out over the last 2 games, and LeBron was nursing an injury. Like, I mean, they weren't at full force, guys. And the Suns are good. That's nothing to take away from the Suns. The Suns are good. And so, who I was more worried about is the 76ers, right? Joel Embiid getting injured again. Hopefully it's not too serious. Hopefully he can come back. But I was surprised at how well they dominated the Wizards in that final game without Joel. So Dacus King says, do you still act or not anymore? I do. I don't audition as much as I used to, but now I've gotten to the point in time in my, where, I've seen so many different sides of the industry. I really have. And I just rather write my own shit. I mean, I've been writing since I was a little boy, little chap, young chap. And so I've been coming up with stories. I have a buddy of mine who him and I are working on a couple things. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, guys, I'm excited. I'm excited for the fact that we just signed most of our rookies, if not all of our rookies. Honestly, I can't be certain about that. But what do you guys think about Geno Atkins? There's reports that Geno Atkins has a lot of interest in him. And the Cowboys are one of them. So do you think that if the Cowboys were to get Geno Atkins, defensive tackle, former Cincinnati Bengals defensive tackle Geno Atkins, would you guys be worried about that signing for the Dallas Cowboys if they went ahead and brought him in? And are you buying the fact that they want to keep Leighton Vander Esch? Obviously, we've talked about this in the past stream. I just don't think that they'll be able to. There's too many linebackers, bro. There's too many linebackers on that Dallas Cowboys team. Dak is King. Is there any work we can find online of you? No, probably not. I mean, it's all it was all school plays that I wrote and school plays that I did. So, I mean, you might be able to, but like nowhere that I know of. So, Dax King says, how is Ertz on Eagles to this day, bro? I can't answer that question. I mean, I don't know, man. I really don't know. I honestly think it has a lot to do with the fact that he's being stubborn and that he wants what he wants, and he's not giving any leeway on it. As well as I think it's honestly a story of everybody feels like he's worth something and nobody's agreeing. That's what I feel like. I feel like Zach thinks he's worth, close to what Travis Kelce got. The Eagles think he's worth a third round pick, and nobody else, and the teams that they've spoken to haven't felt that way. So that's what I believe. Honestly, that is what I truly believe. So, guys, Nick Sirianni and the entire coaching staff is impressed with Jalen Hurts so far, and that's good news. How do you guys feel about that? Tell me what your thoughts are. What do you guys think about the coaching staff being impressed with Jalen Hurts to this point? Let me know in the comments. Jalen Hurts says Ertz just needs to go. I think so. I mean, look, it's going to happen. He's not going to be on this team. Julio is not going to be on the Falcons. I think it's crazy. It's crazy how many stories we have that are similar in that situation. Aaron Rodgers, I don't believe is going to play another game in Green Bay. And Deshaun Watson obviously is not going to play another game for the Houston Texans. Zach Ertz isn't going to play another game for the Philadelphia Eagles. Shabby doobie da. Julio Jones. It's insane. It really is. It really is insane. Biggest bust potential of our draft picks. Biggest bust potential. Landon Dickerson. The only reason why I say that is because, injuries are always a cause for concern. Injuries are always a cause for concern for a draft pick that you just drafted. So we'll see. How bittersweet would it be if Andre Dillard won that left tackle competition? How bittersweet would that be, guys? Really? Dacus King says, I guess biggest bust of any draft picks, you think? Of any draft picks? Out of all of them? Trevor Lawrence. Here's the thing about Trey Lance. Dacus King says, I say Trey Lance. Here's the thing about Trey Lance. Every team knew that Trey Lance needs work. And so does Mac Jones. I would put Trey Lance and Mac Jones in the same category as work needed. And so I think that it's a good choice because I believe that Jimmy G hurt his throw. Or no, that was Cam. Cam Newton hurt his throwing hand. So that points positivity for Mac Jones. But I think Jimmy G, there's something going on with Jimmy G. I don't remember. But here, if they rush him in too early, if they rush Trey Lance in too early, it could lead to disaster. And we don't, and while I would love to see Trey Lance flourish, I would love to see all of these guys flourish, honestly, because I would love to see them all do well, and with that would make each team better. And I love competition, just like Nick Sirianni. I love competition. And so, but it could be great or it could be disaster. But I do want to talk about Mac Jones for a second here. Cam Newton injured his throwing hand. I have a feeling that Mac Jones is going to start a lot sooner than we think. And I say that because I don't really think Cam is doing anything to outperform Mac Jones's opportunity. I just don't. I think, I think that they're going to end up going with Mac Jones sooner than later. Cam Newton, it's not like Drew Bledsoe and Tom Brady, right? It's Cam Newton and Mac Jones, and Mac Jones has a higher ceiling than Cam does. Dacus King says, I'm listening while working. Cool. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. I hope you're having a decent work day, my man. And I'm glad that you're spending some of that work day with me. That's absolutely phenomenal. I love it. Enter Zone says, who's the greatest Eagles quarterback of all time? I kind of want to say Jaws. In my opinion. Ron Jaworski. Honestly. And while I do say that with a little bit of hesitance because we've had quite a few quarterbacks come through this room with a lot higher potential and a lot more athleticism. Carson Wentz, in my opinion, has a better trajectory than Donovan did. Unfortunately, we know the end of that story with the Philadelphia Eagles. Donovan was great for a solid amount of his career while he was in Philadelphia. But I don't put Donovan up there whatsoever. I don't put Donovan up there. Yeah, and Norm Van Brocklin. I that's the thing. That's why I'm hesitant on answering this, because I was going to say Norm. But then I went with Jaws. And it was a different era too. There's different factors that play into this. You know what I mean? That's a tough call. I'm going to say either Norm or I'm going to say Jaws. Norm or Jaws. So, but at the end of the day, I kind of don't want to answer that question. Reason being is this: I haven't seen the quarterback that I want the Philadelphia Eagles to have. I haven't seen him. Obviously I think I can say that for all of us is I think every team in their right mind wants a quarterback like the Patriots got when they drafted Tom Brady in 99. Was it 99? I think it was 99. Or was it 2000? But like that's my stance on that. I think every big market team wants the legend, and I still want the legend. I still want the legend. Do I think Jalen Hurts is going to be a legend? No, I don't. I do not. I do not think Jalen Hurts is going to be a legend. I think at best, the best hope that we can have is that Jalen Hurts is anything like Russell Wilson. That's about it. Enter Zone says, what's your expectations on the Eagles this upcoming season? Well, I've gone over this, but I mean, I love to go over. I mean, I love talking about it, so I'll continue to go over it. I'm gonna say 9-8. That's my expectation. I expect Miles Sanders to have the most productive year he's had. I expect Jalen Reagor to be better. I expect Devonta Smith to be up there in the Rookie of the Year candidacy, like I talked about at the beginning of the stream. I expect Dallas Goedert to grab a hold of that tight end position and run with it. That's an interesting thing about Dallas Goedert is that a lot of people say, even analysts alike, think that he has the ability to be a top 5 tight end, or at least a top 7 tight end. And gosh, I hope so. Right? Because after those first 3 tight ends, it's kind of up for debate who 4, 5, 6, and 7 are. Right? It's Travis Kelce. It's George Kittle. It's Darren Waller, and then who's your fourth, right? Who's your fourth? You're gonna still include Rob Gronkowski in there? I don't know, probably not. Right? I mean, we'll have to see how this whole thing plans out. As far as my expectations for the Eagles defense is concerned, I expect them to get after it. I expect them to get after it. I expect them to have force more turnovers. They've been preaching more turnovers, uh, you know, year in and year out, and they're still doing it to this day. So that's what I expect. I expect the entire team to be better. And when it comes to having as many holes as the Eagles had or have still, uh, and in regards to how bad we were last year, I think it's safe to say that I expect them to be better overall. I expect them to be better overall. I expect them to win more games. I expect them to have a positive season. That's what I want. Enter Zone says, "Do you truly believe Hurts is the guy?" Do I truly believe Hurts is the guy? I think it's a great question, and reason being is because I want to believe that Hurts is the guy. Do I truly believe it? I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to put anything in stone yet. You know what I mean? But I think that he does have a great chance at being the guy. That's what I believe. I believe that I don't know if he is the guy yet. I have to see more. Um, but I do believe that his chances of possibly being the guy are high. He did some great things with the 4 games that he was given, and showed a lot of flashes of potential. And as soon as the offseason started, he's done nothing but exude leadership from the very depths of the earth. Um, and so I truly want to believe he's the guy. Yes. Antozone says you hope he is. LOL. Yes, I hope he is. I hope he is. Exactly. Exactly. So I like to get a lot more explanative than in than I probably should sometimes. You know what I mean? So what about you? What about you, Enterzone? Do you believe that Hertz is the guy? Do you believe Hertz can be the guy? Jalen hurts me. Jalen hurts me. Do you still not like Jalen Hurts? This again, this is DB talking now, DB talking birds, DB talking Philadelphia Eagles. Glad to be with you guys today. Glad to be with you guys today. DB talking now, DB talking birds, DB talking Philadelphia Eagles. We are going to take a quick break. But again, I thank you guys for being with me today. Give me one moment. All right, here we are. I am back with you guys. So again, I'd like to talk about the Andre Dillard Jordan Mailata competition. How do you guys feel about that? How do you guys feel about that? It would be very bittersweet if Andre Dillard won that competition. Reason being, because I don't think it would mean Jordan Mailata played poorly. I think it would point to something along the lines of Andre Dillard finally stepped up, and they've said things like he's gained more power. He has a lot more fire in him. Just something than he's ever had, due to him wanting to come back from the injury and perform well. And he knows that the time is up. He knows that this is the time for him to prove himself. Because Jordan Mailata is obviously knocking on the door, and it's not like Andre Dillard didn't see what was going on. Jordan Mailata played very well last year. He played very, very well. So those are the things that Andre Dillard, obviously, I'm sure, is thinking about when he speaks about the fire that he now has, and he's gained some strength, he's gained some power. I hope it translates. I really do. I hope that it translates into him earning a starting spot, because that would be phenomenal. It would be phenomenal. It would be phenomenal for the Eagles, in us getting the value that we got when we drafted him in the first round a couple of years ago. And it would also give us depth. You know what I mean? Enterzone says, Hurts to me doesn't have the QB presence, just me. Well, here's the thing. I mean, we've only seen him line up at quarterback a few times. And not without being the start, we've only seen him as the starter just a few times. So I mean, how quickly can you notice somebody's QB presence? I think here's the thing. I mean, I think his leadership presence is phenomenal. Quarterback presence, we'll have to see. I mean, they said the same shit about Kyler. They said the same shit about Russell. So we'll see. I mean, here's the thing. He's had to take on a lot of responsibility this offseason. I think that all of the leadership qualities that he's had that were spoken about last year are now coming to light to the general public, because we obviously are seeing Jalen Hurts a lot more. So we'll see. Here's my take on it. And I was talking about this with somebody earlier today. I believe that the Eagles will know after 8 games whether or not they want to move forward with Jalen Hurts or not. Does that mean that Joe Flacco is going to come in and start? No, it doesn't mean that. I think they're going to give Jalen Hurts the full year, barring injury. But I think that they'll know how they want to move forward after 8 games. So technically, it's like an 8-game tryout, not a 17-game tryout. So with that said, we'll see. We'll see how it all translates. I mean, him giving the starting spot and all that jazz, and how that translates on the field. And we'll see it week 1. It's going to need to be apparent week 1. I brought this up the other day in my other stream is for me, I'm going to be watching closely to the first 3 games. Or the first month in general. How does Jalen respond? How does Jalen perform? How does Jalen handle this? How does Jalen handle that? What is Jalen doing to correct mistakes? Is Jalen making mistakes? Are they fucking stupid mistakes, or are they not? How is the offensive line playing? And is it the offensive line's fault? Or is Jalen just being absolutely fucking horrible? Those are the things that I'm going to be fucking looking for in the first month. Because to me, I'm pretty good at knowing if I want this guy to be my future quarterback with only in 4 games, honestly. And I knew that with Carson. And I also knew that I didn't want Kevin Cobb, and shit like that within just a matter. Like I didn't like it only took me it only get like granted like Kevin Cobb got hurt within the first half of him starting, but like I knew from the first couple drives that like this guy doesn't have it. This guy doesn't have it. But Carson I knew right away, and so I'm hoping and I started to get that feeling with Jalen Hurts with those 4 games last year. And so I'm hoping that sort of shit continues. Big Play says, good stream, brother. Thank you, my man. Enterzone says, if he plays a systematic role, he's done. Enterzone, I don't think that they're going to. Here's the thing. I don't think that they're. I got to trust Nick Sirianni with everything that he's saying. Obviously we all do because he's the head coach. He's the one saying it. And, right now we don't have anything to go off of or evidence to go off of. But again, I got to believe him when he says he's going to cater the offense to the players. And so that's not system. That's the way that Jalen plays. I don't think Jalen hasn't been that way. Jalen wasn't really that way last year, in the 4 games that he got. If Jalen saw an opening, he went and took it. And so that's what I expect to see more and a further development of what we saw last year, a more positive, progressive development than what we saw last year. So, and what he did last year within those 4 games were good. There were a lot of flashes there. It kind of goes to say that like it's like if you compare him to Tua Tagovailoa, whatever the fuck, however you say his last name, Tagovailoa, Tua doesn't have highlights like Jalen Hurts does. Jalen Hurts has highlights. Jalen Hurts has positivity all throughout his 4-game stretch. Tua, not much. And that's why I'm not a big fan of Tua. That's why I think Tua is a bust. I think he's going to be a bust. I have no shame in saying it. Jalen Hurts, there's so much potential. There's so much potential out of what we saw. I have no reason not to be excited. I have no reason not to be excited. I have no reason not to be hopeful. And so I am. And Jalen now has a lot of support. He has a lot of support. He has his former wide receiver in Devonta Smith. He has Miles Sanders back and healthy. He has Jalen Reagor being developed correctly. We hope. And Travis Fulgham being developed correctly. Hopefully. I think it would be even more positive and more prominent if we got a guy like Julio. Look, they got to get a guy. They have to get a veteran wide receiver in that fucking wide receiver room. They have to do it. So it's not like they're done making moves. Whether it's Julio or not, they have to get a veteran wide receiver with some cachet in that fucking wide receiver room. Plain and simple. Like, I don't care if it's not Julio. It has to be somebody. So, and same thing with the linebackers. Which is, it takes us to KJ Wright. It takes us to whoever and it takes us to whoever the fuck, Jordan Hicks, things of that nature. Like there are moves that they still need to make that this offseason is not done. They're going to need to continue to complete this team. A cornerback is going to be needed. Like, I don't know how they're going to go out and do it, but they've got to find a way, whether that means restructuring Lane Johnson's contract or what, Fletcher Cox's contract or what, but like they have to find a means. They have to find a means to do it. And is Brandon Brooks still on the fucking trade block? That's a possibility. Jack Driscoll showed signs of promise, right? So is Brandon Brooks still on the trade block? We don't know, but he certainly thinks so. And I think that that's something to look into as well. It doesn't mean anything that it doesn't really take Brandon Brooks off the trade block if, even though he's healthy. Like, he's probably still on the trade block. And if they get blown away with an offer, they're going to fucking take it. That's what I believe. He's on the trade block this offseason for a reason. And I'm curious. As to if some of the trade conversations between the Eagles and the Falcons included Brandon Brooks. You know what I mean? It's something worth thinking about. Maybe I'm completely off topic, but if I were Howie Roseman, these are some of the things that I would be thinking about. I think that all teams call about every player. Like it's not like these GMs don't do their job or aren't given guidance on how to do their fucking job. You know, Brandon Brooks is available. He's been available since the start of the offseason. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Julio Jones is available. The Eagles have shown interest in Julio Jones. It makes sense for there to be a conversation there. You know what I mean? It makes sense for there to be a conversation there. So, do I think that that's fair? Do I think let's hypothetically, let's say that trade ever came to formulation? Do I think a player for player swap Brandon Brooks for Julio is fair? No, probably not. I think the Eagles should get another pick on top of that. Definitely. No, he has Devonta Smith. Again. I don't like hearing this because but it is a great point that you bring up into zone. So no shame there. Still one love, all love. He does not have we do not know what these wide receivers are going to do. We don't know. Jalen Reagor was a bust. Jalen Reagor showed signs of being a bust last year. Are we just going to magically believe that Nick Sirianni is going to turn everything around? I hope so. But can we put all our eggs in that basket? No. Travis Fulgham was going from team to team, and we signed him off the fucking practice squad or whatever the fuck. He was an undrafted wide receiver. Like can we guarantee that Travis Fulgham is going to make a jump? No, we can't. Greg Ward is slow for a slot guy, but he gets open. Okay. You know what I mean? Quez Watkins, I have faith in Quez Watkins. I have faith in. Quez Watkins made the most of his opportunities last year. Enter Zone says, "Come on, you're being too negative." I'm not being negative, man. Look, here's the thing. I have hope. I want Jalen Reagor to blow up. That's what I want. Jalen Reagor has no reason not to blow up. Jalen Reagor is going to be utilized correctly. That's what I believe. I do believe that. All I'm saying is, can we really have 100% faith that is going to happen? Look, it's not just the fact that Jalen Reagor didn't do what we wanted him to last year. The offense wasn't using him correctly. Doug wasn't using him correctly. We know that. But there are things that were Jalen Reagor's fault, like showing up overweight, not playing. I mean, he was supposed to it's in his contract that he was supposed to show up 5'11", 193, between 193 and 195. And there were times that he came in like around 198, 200, 205, 203, and that's not what they wanted. So while I understand that it sounds kind of like a petty complaint, it's in their world, it's not. Travis Fulgham only did what he did for 4 games. Do I want Travis Fulgham to take that next jump? Yes. Do I think he can? Yes. Do I think that I'm sure he's showing signs of improvement? Yes. But again, I'm not going to 100% fully commit to saying Jalen Hurts has guys to throw to. He does. He does have guys to throw to, but does he have the best available options? So that's what I mean. And I'll make the Julio argument every single fucking day. Julio's only 32 and still playing pretty fucking well and can come in and develop these guys. I mean, if Julio is brought in and as a mentor and can mentor some of these guys, I think, it's a win-win. It's a win-win. It really is. So, not being too negative. I think Miles Sanders is going to blow up. I think Devonta Smith is going to blow up. I think Jalen Reagor is going to blow up. You know what I mean? So, or maybe it's just Zach Ertz's negativity just influencing my mind. I don't want Zach Ertz on this team anymore. I do. I want to see Dallas Goedert blow up. That's what I want. I want Dallas Goedert to blow up. I would love for Dallas Goedert to turn into a top 5 tight end. Like, that would be great. I think he has that potential. I really do. I really, really do. I really, really do. I want, I'm excited for the run. I'm excited for the running backs. I'm excited for the running backs. And I think I have a little bit more faith in the running backs than I do the wide receiver core at this point, because there's still question marks there. Miles Sanders, obviously, Kenny Gainwell, I'm excited about. There's some good things. It wouldn't surprise me if the Eagles won double-digit games, guys. It just wouldn't surprise me. Because I do have a lot of faith and I do have a lot of hope in this team. You know what I mean? And so the division is up for grabs. We have to remember, despite the fact that the Washington football team made the playoffs last year, they did make the playoffs with a negative record, right? They made the playoffs. They made the playoffs with a negative record. So it's not like they were that great, right? It's not like they were that great. But we'll see what happens. It's going to be a great year. It's going to be a great year. A phenomenal year. It's going to be an exciting year. The reason being is I'm just excited to see how Jalen Hurts has progressed. I'm excited to see how these guys are progressing in this new offense. I'm excited to see how the coaches do. Like, I'm excited to see this team. There's bringing a lot of excitement. Like Jonathan Gannon, I'm excited about as our defensive coordinator. Having Brian Johnson as the quarterback coach. Like, I'm excited about that. I'm excited about Shane Steichen coming to be the offensive coordinator for this team, given his what he did with Justin Herbert in Los Angeles. Like, I'm excited about all of these things. And so for that reason being, like, I'm excited for the season. Unfortunately, we're about 105 days or 108 days away. Something along those lines. So I'm excited. But with that said, this is DB talking now. DB talking Birds. DB talking Philadelphia Eagles. Enter zone. Big play. Slay. Dak is king. King Miro. Mike Nixon. Jalen Hurts. Me. Toxic Falcons. All of you guys. Thank you so much for joining in. And let me just get this one question out of the way before we leave. Enter zone says, who do you see the Eagles going neck to neck in the division? Honestly, I think it's a 3-team race, and I think it's going to be Eagles, Cowboys, or even the Washington football team. Because if Ryan Fitzpatrick can get in a groove and they can make him feel comfortable, Ryan Fitzpatrick can do some good things. He can do some good things. I'm not entirely scared of Ryan Fitzpatrick, but he can do some good things for that Washington football team, especially with the added playmakers that they brought in to assist him. So. But again, with that said, this is DB talking now, DB talking Birds, DB talking Philadelphia Eagles. You guys all have a beautiful rest of your Saturday evening. I will speak to you tomorrow around 3:30 Mountain Standard Time. One love. Have a beautiful night. Go Birds, baby.